Hello and welcome to BBC Parliament's recorded coverage from the Select Committee rooms. The Education Committee took evidence from the Secretary of State for Education, Michael Gove.
Order, order. Good morning, Secretary of State, and welcome to the session of the Education Committee. It's a pleasure on my second day back in the committee after my accident to have you before the committee. Okay. I mean, whenever you are, if you stand up strongly for rigour, you're necessarily going to come under a lot of scrutiny yourself. Yes. Who did the research for your Mr. Men speech? And do you think you need to show more care in the headline-grabbing references you use, especially when you're talking about curriculum, in case it undermines your own position in terms of determining what the curriculum should be?
Yes. Well, I did most of the research actually for the speech, No, I looked at, well actually the specific reference to the Mr. Men lesson plan came from a blog by a teacher who writes under the pseudonym of Andrew Old, and he's a Labour Party supporter, as it happens, but also a very informative voice in the education debate. Now, of course, just because something appears on a blog post, even if it is from a respected individual, you check. I visited the original site and saw the material and was actually surprised by it. I think the striking thing about it is that while there have been some people who've been offended or who've disagreed with the thrust of the argument, no one has disputed that it's a popular resource. No one's disputed that it was material that was aimed at 15 to 16-year-olds, and opinion divides on whether or not it's appropriate. In the same way, there were some comments that I made about the Historical Association's magazine Primary History. Again, the Historical Association said that they took issue with some of those points, but we may explore them later. I can share with the committee a copy of Primary History, and the sources that I used there were all, I think, pretty robust.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad to see that the initial nervous signs from your special advisor behind you were unwarranted in your answer. Alex.